What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the S.H. FIGUARTS Pokemon Charizard figure, or Lizardon, as he's called in Japan, but I like Charizard. I always have, and I've always wanted this figure back from DArts days, but I didn't pick any up at that point, and they all skyrocketed. So glad to have seen this guy sort of reissued. He's a little different than he was, but a little bit of a different paint job, some extra accessories, whatnot, and a lot more expensive because he was a web shop exclusive, so he was not cheap. I picked mine up off of Hobby Treasure UK on eBay. So yeah, so there you go. And he's a little too pricey for what you get. You know, like he ran me about $90 shipped. So that's crazy expensive for what amounts to kind of a short figure. I always thought this figure was going to be taller. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I always pictured this guy to go up against like my S.H. Monster Arts, and we're going to look at that right now. Yeah. I still think it'll be a cool fight. So there's a size comparison to Ultimate Burning Godzilla. So yeah, he's not a big guy. So $90, that's tough, you know. And he's not perfect. Like, this is the unfortunate thing. Like, I find it's for such a simple paint scheme. Well, okay, hold on. Let's go backwards. I like looking at Sculpt first. Sculpt is really nice. I didn't have the DArts, so I'm not gonna say, oh, it's just like the DArts. So I don't know. Like, I wouldn't know how to compare. But I like it. It's a really nice sculpt. His wings look good. His head looks good. Charizard is like one of those characters that's like, he's got to look both mean and kind of cute all at the same time. And I think this figure pulls that off. It's a nice aesthetic. Again, his wings look good. His tail is awesome. Oh, and guys, let me like put this out there. I've done some Pokemon reviews already on this channel, but I like to say all the time, I'm like you know, a very low level Pokemon fan. I've seen some Pokemon. Me and ULTRAZILLA Jr. have been watching X and Y, and we're like 8 episodes in or so. And but that's like the most Pokemon I've ever watched, honestly. I've seen like little bits and pieces throughout the years before that, but this is the most I've ever watched in a row. And so my knowledge of like technical Pokemon terms are like null. Like I like Pokemon for the aesthetics of the monsters, of some of the characters, you know. So for me, it's an aesthetic thing more than being a huge fan. I've never played any Pokemon game, anything. So there you go. So this is like purely based on, you know, what I think of this figure as a figure. So sculpt is good, you know. Like, again, his tail is incredible. I love, and this is what I'm gonna say, I love his flaming tail. There is kind of like a little bubbling in there, you can see right there, but it's not so bad. Looks pretty good. So getting back to what I was about to say, and the paint, his eyes look okay, his teeth look okay, but then you got like a lot of weird, like what looks like a little bit of like too much like orange here, or it's chipped or dirty. I don't get it. Like, his neck is like a little messed up. You see that? Look at that. There's like excess orange paint on there. That's really bad for an exclusive. Very bad. And then his you know, his belly here, it's a little fuzzy going around. You know? Not so hot. Look, there's that like kind of dirty-ish looking application there. So, I mean, you get a little bit of different color, like a lighter color on the wings here, and that's kind of cool. That it kind of blends a little bit. And I think you get a little bit on the top of his head. See that? So, but yeah, it's like it's a little disappointing, you know. You pay a good amount. Look at that. You got like some nice scratching there. And it's just not painted well. So this was a pricey figure, and you know, you don't get it quite right. It's kind of disappointing. So, but yeah, so paint application's not so hot. His nails look okay. There's a little bit of scratching right at the end there. And there you go. Here's some extra. I mean, a lot of this is because it's rubbing across here, but not good, guys. Not good. Also, I wish this blue on his wings was like, and this also has the light parts in there, was painted in, like all the way through, so you don't see the orange when you bend it. That's kind of blah. Because, I mean, when you bend it this way, you do see, well then again, man, you see the blue if you bend it this way too far, so either way, not so great. For articulation, he's got a lot of ball joints. His head has a hinge in here, a ball joint. His mouth opens pretty wide, which is great. And does his tongue move? Yep, and his tongue comes out. Very, very nice. His tongue is painted well. So, and the inside of his mouth is painted well. So that's good. And you got a tight ball joint here on his neck. And then at the base of his neck, you got a better ball joint. This one is super tight. I can't even move this one. So, his wings are on a ball joint in there, and then you got this hinge system. So you do get some good articulation in his wings. His shoulders, I believe, are on a ball joint. I'm not gonna test it, but you got some good swivel in there. You got some bicep swivel. You got single jointed elbow, but you can turn it in there. And you got a swivel in his wrist. At his, nothing in his waist or anything. Then you got his hips on ball joints on both sides. So there you go. That popped out. So you get some decent motion if you go all the way around. They go about out that far. And then his knees are on a tight joint that you can't really do anything with, so I wouldn't even made that cut. And then his feet are on a ball joint as well, so you get a good, movement in there. Same on the other side. His tail is nicely segmented, so you get a bunch of joints. Combo of both like tight ones and not so tight ones. So then you got like little ones and bigger ones and little one and bigger one. It's interesting. And that could happen there, as all these ball jointed tails do. Alright, let's get that back in there. Good. So that's his articulation. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. So then his accessories. Let's start with the simple you know, you got the simple Pokemon stand that all of these have come with. You know, I don't see a good way to put him on here. Here, there you go. Because it doesn't close at all. Might want to do it under here. I don't know. I really don't know where to plop them. I don't have. Oh, is that directions right here? Let's see what the directions say. Where do you want me to put it? On his wings? I think it's saying under his wings. Oh yeah. Well, that works. You can do that. There you go. Right under his wings. That's not bad. Another thing you can use with this is this Happy World here. It's on its own stand, so you can take this out, or you can pop out one of the other little pegs and put this in. Man, have you guys, I don't know if this happened to you, but like so many times with these stands and other stands from Tamashii, I'll like pop these out and then forget what they are, and I'll find them and I'm like, oh my god, what's this part? Has that ever happened to you guys? Anywho, this is to mimic the type of like fighting move that Charizard does when he like grabs an opponent and like flies him into the atmosphere and then tosses him back down to earth or something like that. But there's that. This is just a piece of cardboard. It's kind of, mine is kind of warped. I don't know if it, I can't remember if it was warped when I got it. I got this figure back in December, so I don't know if it was warped. This swivels, by the way, but it is warped now. And he also comes with a nice amount of flame effects, which is the same like translucent red and orange and yellow as his tail, which is cool. So you get 5 of these pieces in total, and one of the things you could do with them, and I can't for the life of me figure out exactly how to place it together, but you can put them all together in some fashion. Like, so it's like he just shot a flame onto the ground in front of his opponent. So even with the directions, I'm like, huh? So the other stuff, let's open up his mouth. And one of the classic Charizard moves is with the flame in his mouth. And there's little holes. It's hard to see. The camera does not want to focus on it. Well, there's little holes here and here, and up top as well. And I think it's up top as well. I don't see them right now. And you want to put them so his mouth is like gripping into them. And there you go. This is a classic Charizard. I don't know what this is called, but that's pretty classic. With the flame like shooting back as he's flying. And to that same degree, and to a greater degree, you take these other ones. Now, these hinges aren't made strong enough to hold these up very well. And this one seems a little bit stronger than the other one, but yeah, this one does fine. I think if I move this up just a bit, it might be okay. So there's that, and then the smaller ones, I guess I should have done the smaller ones first. We'll go in the middle here. Just friction it in. And there you go. Let's get this back in his mouth. And you got like a full flaming Charizard coming at you. So, it all doesn't want to stay on well, but it's just too heavy for his wings. Ah, I kind of like just the. See, there's this. You know, this one has holes, and it just sticks onto the top of the spike here. So, I dig that. I dig these a lot. I wouldn't mind like having these on there, but you know, the smaller ones just don't want to stay on well for me. They just keep popping off. So I think you're supposed to just put them on there. Well, there you go. Feels like my light is very, yeah, that's better. Very bright. So I got too much light. That's what it is. There we go. All right, and now it might be too dark, but I think it's fine. But you get the gist. These are very nicely done. You know, like pretty well done. Again, translucent like his tail. So pretty nice pieces, you know, like pretty nice effect parts. I dig them. Very slick. I just wish he held them up a little better. So anywho, that's all I got on Charizard here. Honestly, he's not worth it. Like, I wish I would have not paid the money I did for it. He just seems a, you know, for what you get, it's a little, just a little sloppy, and, you know, he's a little loose, like maybe some nail polish in there, clear nail polish or something, or some floor, you know, polish. That might do the trick, make it a little tighter in there, but yeah, this hinge over here is really loose on mine. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, I guess it's just not worth it. It's just too small for the price, and he does come with some cool effect parts, but yeah, I wish this wasn't a web exclusive. You know, I'd go so far as saying this would have been fine at 60, 70 bucks at most. 90 bucks, I mean shipped, you know, 90 bucks shipped is a little tough to deal with. All right, guys, so that's all I have. He's okay. I'm still glad to have him, you know, like, so I always liked this character. He's a little dragon. I dig that. And yeah, so there's that part of it. I don't mind having him. Finally, definitely better than paying like the $300+ in aftermarket prices for the D-Arts one. Although there is some KOs hitting the market now of the D-Arts. So yeah, if you like those, go for it. Alright guys, that's all I have. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate that. Please check out my Facebook page, ULTRAZILLA Toys. I post pics, I post news, and all kinds of other stuff. And until next time, peace out, peeps.